Hello, I'm Lisa Frost, a member at University United Methodist Church here in Baton Rouge, and I've come to offer just a few thoughts in our midweek devotional series. So welcome, however you see this. We love connecting with people in this way. I'm thinking today about gifts, not the Christmas kind or the birthday kind, although those are fabulous, but about the gifts we read about in the Bible given by the Holy Spirit. I'm thinking about this because I'm preparing for the closing class of my Disciple One group. We are finishing 34 weeks of study together this week. We're a group that would not have happened except for the pandemic. It's a melding of university folks and some folks from First Grace in New Orleans and a couple of other people from Louisiana. We would have never gotten together in this way for this long without Zoom. So for that, we are grateful. We meet every Tuesday night and we close this Tuesday. And so the lesson, which is one of my favorites of the year, is about gifts. We're going to see and name gifts that we see in each other and in ourselves. Isn't it sometimes easier to see gifts in others and maybe doubt our own? One of the readings we have this week is from Romans, and it's in our study manual, and it says this: we have many parts in the one body, and all these parts have different functions. In the same way, though we are many, we are one body in unison with Christ. And we are all joined to each other as different parts of one body. So we are to use our different gifts in accordance with the grace that God has given us. And Romans goes on in this message from in this version from the Message to say this: if you preach, because that's one of the gifts. If you preach, just preach God's message, nothing else. If you help, just help. Don't take over. If you teach, stick to your teaching. If you give encouraging guidance, be careful you don't get bossy. If you're put in charge, don't manipulate. If you're called to give aid to people in distress, keep your eyes open and be quick to respond. If you work with a disadvantage, don't let yourself get irritated with them or depressed by them. Keep a smile on your face. So the commentary in our disciple manual reminds us that God often surprises us with gifts and opportunities, like Abraham. God says, go to this land I will show you and give you for Israel. And he does. And then to Sarah, you'll have a child in your old age. And she laughs, but later names this son Isaac, which means laughter. We are often drawn or could be drawn to things that we don't feel very capable of, like Moses. Go tell the people of Israel. And Moses saying, I really don't speak that well. We remember Barnabas, called the son of encouragement. Perhaps you have this gift or the gift of leadership, not by demanding things get done, but that gentle servant leadership that Jesus modeled in washing the disciples' feet. So let me share a few of the gifts that are in our disciple commentary this week. How about being an apostle? The leadership of the church. Is your calling to lead others, encouraging others in their faith? Or how about being a prophet? That sounds like a big job, but do you have the gift of communicating God's message in some way to others? Teachers, a gift that you might share with children or adults in your church or community. Miracle workers. This one might be a hard one to claim, but what if those miracles might be the provision of food for a hungry family through Hope Ministries? Wouldn't that be a miracle to that family that was helped? Or we're having the opportunity now to clean out some flooded homes. Can you offer a meal to someone who's recovering from an illness? Who around you is a miracle worker? Healers. These may literally be doctors and nurses, but it could also be those working in social justice areas, healing of spirit, reconciliation in groups, helpers. Where can you be helpful? Conversation with a lonely neighbor, a financial gift to a ministry close to you, or maybe one far away. And finally, administrators. Do you have this gift? Are you skilled and able to use this in your surrounding areas? Do you listen well, organize systems, see next steps? Some of these gifts seem to us to have seasons, and we find ourselves now emerging in this new time slowly. We have not been able to use some of these gifts with other people because of the pandemic. So it might be time for a fresh look. What gifts do you see in yourself in this time? No idea? Marina McCoy writes about what she has gleaned from reading the letters of St. Ignatius on the ignatiusspirituality.com website. Here are a couple of the questions that you might think about when you're looking at your own gifts and how to use them in the world today. She suggests this question: what daily practices of prayer help me to grow closer to God and more eager to use my gifts and talents? Where do I give away my gifts to others? Given that the needs of the world are greater than my own resources of gifts and time, where can I most practically best serve others? What are the practical and concrete resources that I or my community need to be able to care for others and to build up the common good? Hear these words of blessing for you today. May you see and encourage the gifts in another. May you discern your gifts for this season. And may you find a community that encourages you. So grace and peace to all today.